Okay, about to enter Arizona and check out some more abandoned mines. Okay, I'm doing a night hike tonight and just hiked about a mile to this upper tunnel at this abandoned mine site out in the desert. And here is the upper tunnel entrance. And there's some bats flying around in there. And I had to buy a new helmet recently. This is my first time using it. It's a Petzl helmet. And it came with an optional headlamp, also made by Petzl, which I ended up buying, and kind of pricey. The headlamp was $200, and but it's really cool. Let me demonstrate the headlamp for you. So this is on low, and that's a pretty decent light. You click it once, that's the next level, and then you click it again, it turns on that bright beam like a searchlight. You click it again, just the searchlight. And then you click it one more time and all the lights turn on and stay on for about 5 seconds. It really lights up the space. Check this out. That's everything. And that'll cut out here after a few seconds. And then you're back to that. So let's see how these new lights work inside this abandoned mine. And we'll try to avoid disturbing the bats if we can. Okay, so there's the portal. Just came in. And I have my new headlamp on the lowest setting, and I've got my handheld flashlight. So this, I'm not sure. There's another tunnel here at this mine site that we're going to go to after this one. It's actually a timbered tunnel, and it's much lower on the mountain. And I don't know if these two connect up. Oh, look at that. There's a hole. There's a nest for something. See that in there? That's a nice little nest. I can't tell if this is quartz or what. Looks like quartz. And this might be the end up here, I'm not sure. Kind of curving to the left. Here's a big eye loop. Well, there was a bat in here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it must be a dead end because the bat's not going anywhere. Yep, that's it. Okay, you see the metal plate here on the ground? This big rectangular metal plate goes from here all the way up to there. They call that a muck plate. And they would put that down so when they blew the explosives, all the rubble would fall onto that metal plate, that metal sheet, which made it a lot easier to shovel all that rubble and rocks into the ore carts to be taken outside and dumped. So they call this a muck plate. And you can hear me walking on it. And right there's a little pack rat's nest. See that? And yeah, I don't think there's a shaft. No, just that bat. There's no shaft going up. You can see the bat there. Let me zoom in on him. But yeah, he's taking up residence here at the end of this tunnel. Check that out. And there's the portal. Let's go check out the lower tunnel. Make our way down the mountain. There's a little bit of a trail. Like an old miner's trail, I think. And we'll see what's in the lower tunnel. It actually has a timbered entrance, so a little more substantial maybe. There goes that bat, just flew over me and out the tunnel.
It actually has a timbered entrance, so a little more substantial maybe.
So when going downhill like this, sometimes I actually just sit down and kind of slide down in a seated position. It's a little bit easier than standing up and, you know, tripping and falling on rocks. So that's what I'm doing. I'm seated and I'm just sort of sliding down. I'm kind of scooching forward. Gosh, is that even a word, scooch? I think it is. So I'm scooching down the mountainside, and I can probably stand up when I get next to those rocks right there. But yeah, it's the best way to come sometimes is just to slide down instead of trying to walk it, because then you end up running because it's so steep, and you can see how loose it is here, all this loose rubble. So yeah, I'm scooching. So here is the lower portal. It's timbered kind of nicely. They did that because the entrance was always prone to collapse. You can see how the rocks have just been falling down here onto this portico. See the different layers of timbers they have there? 1, 2, and 3, if you count the arch. So that's why they did that, because these areas were prone to collapse right at the entrance. And they call this a portico. And so now this time I got my light on high with the search beam. So I got some bats in here too. Big bats. This just might be a dead end. Oh, look at that. That's it, doesn't even go anywhere. Oh, there's the bat. He's very curious about these bright lights. Not used to seeing that. Yeah, that's a dead end. Oh, look at all that timbering there. Well, I thought that was going to go somewhere. More like a prospect. But we'll head out. That's a shot looking down to the portal. Looks like something was dug out here. This is all white. Right here is a big patch. They dug something out here. But got some colors. Some yellow, gray, brown, kind of a rust color. And there's the back side of that portal. And kind of a seam right there.